This is not the normal high school romance. It's a story about obsession, power, and a boy who believes he's nothing. There is a guy whose sense of personal space is completely broken. He's the king of the class. He has lines he won't cross. But the space between him and the other people, gone. That's Kiyoi. So I'm a Japanese owl. Today we're doing a deep dive into episode 1 of My Beautiful Man. To be honest, I'm not obsessed with this show. I'm in my 40s. High school romance feels distant. Watching these two is like watching my nephews fall in love. Sweet, but not something that hits me hard. But I own every volume, novel, manga, all of it. Because this story is not just sweet. It's about power, solitude, obsession. I won't only say nice things today. If something bothers me, I'll say it. If that's your kind of review, let's go. The opening of episode 1 starts with Hira's narration, his memories, and the visuals, perfect. The colors are beautiful, but not just pretty. They mean something. Hira has a stutter, words don't come out easily, but the way he sees the world, more sensitive and rich than anyone. That contrast, you feel it immediately in the opening visuals. His inner world, how beautiful, how rich, how delicate it is. All of that comes through in the colors alone. Best opening I've seen in a while. Hira lives in a big house left by his grandfather. The setting is Kanagawa. There is a river, trees green, but the irrigation ditch, dirty. That kind of detail, that's real. This is a public high school, probably around 40 students per class. As a former teacher, 40 students in one classroom is not normal. Compared to other countries, Japan is way underfunded. Not enough money, not enough staff, that's how school caste and bullying happen. The way students talk, the way they wear the uniforms. Some with dyed hair, some with piercings. Compared to typical Japanese schools, the rules here seem more relaxed. And in that environment, a student with a stutter, that must be really hard. In the self-introduction scene, every student has to stand up one by one and speak. In today's public schools, that's a problem. Normally, teachers get information from the previous year. If a student needs special consideration, the homeroom teacher should already know. Making a student with a stutter stand up in front of everyone with no warning, today that would be a serious issue. The errand boy culture too, at least from what I've seen, that's not how kids think anymore. This is probably depicting school life from 10 to 20 years ago, but for a BL story, it works. I get it, and I'm enjoying it. Here says he's at the very bottom of the pyramid. This is about Japan's school caste. For those outside Japan, here is how it works. About 40 students, one classroom, almost all day, even when the teacher is gone. In that closed space, people unconsciously create a hierarchy. It's called first tier, second tier, third tier. First tier, popular leader types. Second tier, the middle. Third tier, the ones trying not to be noticed. And even within the first tier, there are two types. Those who stand on their own, and those who put others down to look strong. Hira messed up on the very first day. That one moment decided everything. He became invisible just like that. That's the terrifying thing about school castes. Teachers who understand this actively use group activities to loosen things up. But Kiyoi's homeroom teacher, no sensitivity there at all. After basketball, our guard comes up to talk to Kiyoi. He brushes her off, cold. And then the guys around him start talking. What a waist, she's cute, right? Great body. That kind of casual, everyday objectification. This is how do I put it? The male gaze fully on display. Women evaluated first by appearance, by how sexually appealing they are, not who she is as a person, nor her intelligence, not her personality, none of that. And they say it out loud without even thinking twice. This is something deeply rooted in Japanese society. For fans of the original work, the first hurdle of any live-action adaptation is the visuals. Kiyoi, a beautiful, delicate, but with a strong core, the king of the class. Hira, big, rough around edges, hair covering his eyes but clean him up. Seriously good-looking, great body too. The height difference is part of the appeal. That's a core part of the fantasy. But in the live action, the difference is almost gone. Hagiwara Riku, 176 cm. Yagi Yusei, 180 cm, just 4 cm. You have to reset your mental image. Watch it as a different work entirely. That's one of the real reasons original fans don't watch the drama. But even so, Kiyoi is played by Yagi Yusei, vocalist of Fantastics from Exile Tribe, and he's dancing on a completely different level. The dance scenes, the jersey, it all fits perfectly. He originally got into university on a soccer scholarship, then an injury, then an audition, and here he is. His acting is really good. The way he corners Yoshida, the way he uses the word cross, that solitary energy, it's all there. The air of someone who has always carried themselves with pride. He's building Kiyoi through performance, not looks. That's what's impressive. Kiyoi makes people run errands for him, says things like, "What a pain," and cross. But then, "Take your time, I'm not going anywhere." He waits for Hira's startup without rushing him. That seems like a contradiction, but it's not. Kiyoi has a line he won't cross. He doesn't go after people's weak spots. That's his core. That's who he is. It feels like he was raised right. I mean, normally, kids raised right don't make people run errands for them. But Kiyoi has that core, and Yagi-san captures it perfectly. Hira shows up with a convenient store bag, 2 drinks inside, 1 ginger ale, Kiyoi's favorite, 1 sports drink because he just danced and must be thirsty. This choice is so a high school boy who knows nothing about nutrition. Ginger ale sports drink, both high in sugar. The kind of drinks that slowly destroy your pancreas long term. He's being thoughtful, but he's also damaging the person he cares about. But that's what makes it real. I love that. And then Kiyoi doesn't grab the ginger ale. He grabs the sports drink and drinks it all at once. Like, "You bought this because you knew I was thirsty, so I'll drink this one first." That moment, that Kiyoi's goodness right there. Hira says, "I would never tell anyone." And then Kiyoi moves his face to about 10 centimeters away. What if someone told you they'd kill you if you did? "Excuse me, that's too close. You don't get that close to a classmate." That's not normal. Kiyoi's sense of personal space is completely broken. But that's exactly what makes it so good. You're thinking, "Are you okay?" And at the same time, "This is everything and I'm here for it." In his head, Hira thinks, "Beautiful like a spring storm." That phrase, think about it, a normal high school student would never come up with that. Someone who only reads manga wouldn't have that vocabulary. Hira has a stutter. Words don't come out. But inside his head, the vocabulary is rich, deep. It's not that the words don't exist. It's that he can't get them out. That sadness, it hits you all at once right here. This is where it really hits. At the end of episode 1, Hiro develops photos of Kiyoi, lies in bed looking at them, and he realizes he's in love with Kiyoi. But then he thinks, will I ever get to tell him? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That phrase says everything about the distance between them. Someone like me has no right to tell someone like him how I feel. That feeling, that's what gets me. One last thing. I talked a lot about Japanese school culture and the school caste today. If you're wondering what does that mean, or is that translation right, or what does that sentence mean, drop it in the comments. I'll answer everything. That's it for today. See you in the next episode. This was all.